Be it way in there. A couple of research bases, a British and an American.
Oh, hang on now then. Wrong lens, Sandy. Wrong lens. Medium lens. Massive underexposure. Oh, this is just gonna be solid this early. Oh, I'm going almost 3 stops down on this. See what I mean? Big. Wrong lens, Sandy. Go get it. That's time. Not going anywhere. Be careful on this deck, eh? Long way.
Looking back the direction we've come, we just hooked from the far right all the way around. This is the mudroom where we keep our boots and put them on and change back and forth. This is a Vitronex or whatever it's called that purifies the or sanitizes our boots when we leave and when we come back. And this is the line of folks waiting to get on the Zodiacs. This dark area that I'm passing over, if you look at that square, these are obviously sites for some buildings for some or countries, probably research. And also right there, there's some piles of what I think are coal. And right here I'm walking up the remains of a road, probably used by the Jeep that's at the American hut, which I'm now approaching. Whoa. Okay, just a 360 pan. The boat's over there. These are all quark penguins. Quark flag.
Leave an anchor on the inside.
Thank you, flag. Absolutely balmy day today. And there's the British hut up there. So this is the American hut. There's some multiples. In the background you can hear large resounding cracks like a rifle or a cannon shot. And those are the cannon shots of potential calving glaciers, icebergs. And as you look closely, you can probably see that I'm guessing these were prefab structures. In other words, these are probably individual panels 3 feet wide, covered with tar paper, nailed to something else, but maybe not, but I'm thinking they were. This is interesting to me back in here because Here we'll see many different artifacts, including a bone and some rope. And these cartons of some kind of supplies. I don't know what they are. Without poking inside, I can't tell they're, other than the large F, whatever that stands for. I can't tell what's inside. Looks like there's some canned goods there. This little building is called the Ronne hut. Don't know what it was for. This is Finn Ronne, and he brought his wife, perhaps that lady in the right, who died just recently in 2009. She was the first woman to live in Antarctica, and then a lower echelon man had his wife here. Those two women apparently despised each other from the get-go and never talked. Here they've nailed up some pieces of wood from the crates that held various supplies. They're whole eggs, powdered whole eggs. When it was fresh and new, it probably looked pretty darn good for being here. A workbench. When you see old stuff like this down particularly in Antarctica or in any other historical site, it's always interesting to imagine what was in those bottles and that can. Can't make that out. And what's this right here? Don't know. The little jugs, did they hold oil or lubricants? And what would have been that device for? Maybe who knows? Something maybe to hold a dog back or whatever, who knows? Well, some of the hardware that was used, probably for some of the sleds and so forth, as was this wood. That may be for backpacks of some sort there. Who knows? This may have been a runner for skis or for a sledge. You can see it's professionally turned, so it was probably brought here.
So built in 1940, most famous for the expedition in Antarctica, spoke at all. So there was something going on between the women. At least they didn't shout at each other all the time. It would have been very embarrassing.
I can only imagine what those devices are. This looks like an abandoned aircraft engine. I think I read about something like that. I'll just pan around loosely here. I'm standing in or on the floor of another building. This may be an old tent used for some kind of extended exploration. Who knows what's in these crates that never got used. But this would have been their view. And once you became acclimated to a place like this, I can well imagine for some it was one of the richest experiences of their life. Typical U.S., tons and tons of stuff that's abandoned that was never used. God only knows what it is. It looks ugly. There's some more. These are tank devices or tracks. I guess they call these tanks. Maybe they really were. What's interesting is that even today in Russia, they'll use tanks way out in Siberia to get access to some of the remote tribes that are there. This was in a movie recently I saw dealing with population. Yeah, here's a remaining pile of unused coal, brought in bags obviously. Whether this was the toilet or had some actual connection with the coal, I don't know. Spectacular place. I don't know. We're seeing it on one of its great days. Don't know that I'd want to be here all winter long. These are probably skuas. Considerable calving noises, and one somewhat dramatic calving event across the way from us. And this is interesting because it looks like that shale, but it has a green cast to it.